Just have to take a quick second to thank our sponsors, Yellow Dog Paddle, Eddie Mackin's Rippin' Lips Fishing Trips, NJFishing.com, 8 Ball Sport Fishing, and The Gambler. Hello and welcome to episode number 154 of the NJ Multi-Species Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Santiago, and my partner, Kim Sorg. Kim, how are you tonight?
What's up, Joseph? I'm good. How are
you? Tonight's guest, I met at the Saltwater Expo for the first time, Calvin from, what's the Instagram called?
Fishing the Atlantic.
Right? I almost forgot it there for a second. Fishing the Atlantic. I believe it's a group of content creators. I don't think it's just him, but we're gonna get to the bottom of that when he comes on. He'll be on in about 15 minutes. But yeah, they put out a ton of cool content, and it's saltwater fishing our area. So it's actually really cool stuff. Got to meet him at the show, and he was cool. So he'll be here in about 15 minutes. Fishing wise over the weekend, Kim, what's the saltwater fishing report? Is it any better yet? And I know you fished, so tell us what happened.
So yeah, I did actually finally fish for the first time this year on the boat this weekend. We did the Jersey Coast Shark Anglers Shark Tournament and on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Joe.
Thank you.
It was actually a really, really, really nice day. Fishing was good. Conditions were good. We ended up with
it got blown out, right? The first day, and then
Saturday got blown out. And I mean, it was a west wind, so it was fishable because it was minimal swell, but it was absolutely ripping. So it honestly would have really been a tough day to fish. And Sunday was absolutely perfect conditions, honestly.
Yeah, Sunday was nice. That's when I fished too. Shout out to Jen Wong. What's up, Jen?
Hi, Jen.
I know Jen knows Cal too. So yeah, you guys. So you fished in the shark tournament. How did you do?
I mean, well, we were looking for a thresher or a mako for it was a thresher tournament and a mako Calcutta. We didn't end up with either, but we did get a pretty decent sized brown or dusky. I'm not really too sure on what it was, but it was a nice size shark. And then a couple of sea bass, a bluefish, 2 ling.
Yeah, and I saw a video. I have the video of that shark thrashing at the rail of the boat, so we'll be posting that. You'll get to see the shark that 8 Ball caught. Also, 8 Ball Sport Fishing, as most people know, Kim and Dom work during the week. They do their charters on the weekends. Occasionally, Captain Dom does a weekday one, an open boat or something like that. But the entire next month is booked. Solid. So there's nothing left to take on 8 Ball. So if you want to get an 8 Ball trip, you have to book August, right, Kim? You can't book July. And I'm taking an August date for Fluke and Triggerfish. So one's gone already. So definitely, if you want to do a trip with 8 Ball this year, August is a good month to go. I would call them.
Yeah, I mean, August is going to be the best weather for Fluke, too. We're definitely full for July, but there's a lot of stuff open besides whatever date Joe decides to show up with for Fluke or Trigger, if he's actually going to show up.
Dom is going to send me some ideal trigger fishing dates because I really want to catch them.
I know you're
obviously,
dying.
I want to go fluking. I don't want to just go for triggerfish, but I want to go fluking, and then hopefully he has a little time to try to get me a triggerfish. Shout out Wayne Bishko. What's up? Wayne, still waiting for you to come on here and do an episode. Eddie Solarzano. Shout out Robert Fitzgerald. What's up? Good evening. A lot of guys here waiting for Fishing the Atlantic to come in, it looks like. Freshwater fishing, I took my family like I do every Father's Day. Freshwater fishing, went for smallmouth bass. They had to catch at least 10 fish over 18 inches. They got bulldogged all over the boat. Mom got to fight a couple fish. I got to fight a few. A couple of them, I think I let one fight one while the other one netted one, or maybe I didn't. I think I let one have a chance to net one, and they failed at it, and I had
Your
to
kids?
take the net. And yeah, I think one couldn't get the net job done, and I had to take net. But other than that, they did a great job. They didn't lose many fish, and they were hooked up all day. So it was a awesome Father's Day. I posted pictures of those fish. Multi-species mayhem freshwater. I'm looking at it right now. The biggest change, Chuck Manny's still in first with 48 points. The biggest change is Dwayne Squatchman. 2 weeks ago, Dwayne had a pretty big lake trout and a huge first place pickerel. So he scored huge 2 weeks ago. And now in the past week, he scored I think a third place smallmouth bass, and he scored a bullhead that took first place. So that bumps Dwayne all the way into third place now with 28 points. Bob Darling in second with 31. Like I said, Chuck in first. Katie I'm going to screw it up again. Scholsky. She got bumped down to fourth. And fifth, Matt Yanetta with 24. So a little more shuffling around in the freshwater mayhem as Dwayne now enters the top 5.
Is that a real last name?
Who? Squatchman? No. Okay. His real last name's the name of the bounty hunter. Dog? The bounty hunter? Yeah, Dwayne Chapman. That's Dwayne's. No. Yeah, that's Dwayne's real name too. Ken Lazarchuk, shout out. Paige Lynn Hartman, shout out. Fast Eddie and Rob Jasonic had another really nice mixed bag of fish. Saw some real nice pike, a couple nice crappie. So yeah, it looks like the freshwater fishing's been pretty good. Fast Eddie, shout out with the great mixed bag. I saw John Dorn and Kronk got out with a bunch of nice bass. So the freshwater fishing's been really good, while the saltwater fishing sounds pretty miserable from most perspectives.
Not much has really happened on my side of things. Everything's pretty much the same, with honestly just like a little bit of stuff moving around on the bottom. But my girl Lizzie holding it down in first place.
Yeah, Tizzy Cregan still in first place. Saltwater. I'm waiting for the Fluke entries to explode. They haven't yet. I'm guessing the Fluke is still not tremendous. I don't know. What does the Gamblers report say?
The Gambler report was that fluking was decent after the blow we had. Keepers here and there, a lot of shorts. Night fishing's been good. I mean, from what I've seen, the fluking's kind of been picking up. When we were out, the water was almost 70 degrees. So, I mean, it's going to be getting around to that time where it's going to start picking up.
And I see Lito had told me that the bluefish started showing up. Joe Albanese from the Hudson River Stripers Association, he just entered Mayhem, and I see he already jumped on the top 10 board, saltwater, with 4 points. He's in 8th place. But yeah, Tizzy Cregan still in first, Mike McMahon in second, Chuck Manny third, Alex Catyan fourth, and Rich Santiago in fifth. Still a top 10 there, but still wide open. The point spread is really close. Like we said, I think there's 29 species in the freshwater one. The saltwater one, because its first year, only has 6 species in it, and it's very seasonal. So yeah, a slower start from the saltwater, but as expected. But I do think Fluke is going to make it get crazy, because people are going to be fighting for the first place Fluke, I think, soon.
And there's still a lot of time with the saltwater. I mean, you still have all year to fish for a lot of these fish. So, I mean, it'll pick up, especially after Fluke hits off. And, I mean, going into fall, it'll still be pretty good. And then Striper picks right back up again, and the bluefish should finally be there in a decent size, even in the river.
Shout out to Ken Lazarchuk. What's up, Ken? Shout out Tim Brennan, Robert Fitzgerald, Andy Still is here. So yeah, a pretty good weekend fishing wise all around. Like I said, the wind was tough on Wednesday, but Dwayne is the biggest riser in Mayhem, biggest point swing. But he's leaving for he disappears for vacation for like 2 months a year, so he'll be gone soon. So I wouldn't worry about him. But yeah, Yellow Dog Paddle. Yellow Dog Paddle just posted pictures of one of their kayaking trips again. Mike Herman is doing absolutely phenomenal on Round Valley Reservoir. If you want to troll that lake, June is one of the best months to go. He has some dates available, not that many, but he does have some. And yet he also is doing his lessons where he'll actually show you how his boat is outfitted, how to set up your own boat to catch those fish. So check out yellowdogpaddle.com for all the stuff they're offering right now.
Shout out Chuck Manning.
Chuck is here. Chuck, you already got the shout out. First place. So you're already in first. You got a huge shout out and your points. Ken Lazarchuk is saying mid-August is when the big fluke will move in. And I know Ken is waiting to hit that. Ken's very good at targeting those giant flukes, what he loves to do. Andrew Still, the art round, he wrote Round Valley Fishing at Night. Round Valley Fishing at Night is weird. I'll take you this year if you want to go with me. We'll go, me and you. Just like we used to, and you don't remember for some reason. But it's changed. The whole biodiversity around Valley is different. Oh, Chuck wants a shout out about his sucker. He upgraded his sucker fish again. He is on a mission to keep upgrading the sucker. He got a 21-inch sucker. Chuck, I can't shout you out the whole podcast.
Just get him on here then.
Yeah, you might
just
as well
tap him in.
Just come on and sit. Okay, our guest, Captain Cal, is ready to come in. So we're going to back out for 1 minute and get him. We will be right back with Fishing the Atlantic. Okay, so we are back. We got that clarified. Fishing the Atlantic, I thought it was a content creator page. It actually is a fishing club. It's an actual fishing club. And we have the president of Fishing the Atlantic, Captain Cal. Welcome to the NJ Multi-Species podcast.
Awesome to be here. I love it. It's my first time coming on the show. Thank you for having me. Love to see new faces, new vibes, and just new energy. So, yeah, I'm here, pretty much ready to go and, just happy to experience the show. Yeah, sure.
Appreciate that. Appreciate taking the time. I was telling Kim I got to meet you at the outdoor expo, the saltwater one. Down in Raritan Center. And yeah, pretty cool in person. But your page is even cooler. I mean, I love the flag. I love the logo. I love the content. It's all awesome.
Well, thank you. It's, I have a lot of great members that really help to put the whole package together. Again, we are a fishing club and, I recently just got my captain's license, so I am offering public charters now. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. We actually just had our annual Fluke trip, the first one that is on the Gypsy. It was over the weekend, so it was a great trip. All our members came together. It was about 25 of us. We had a nice big pool. The winner won about, a little over 4,000, but we have a lot of contributors. Bernie's Bait and Tackle donated a tsunami rod. So, people from the community here locally also contribute to these trips because, again, they like to participate and, real big on supporting our local community. Don't order stuff online, get your stuff because your mom and pops, make sure you're getting your information. I'm a real big proponent of that. So yeah, lots going on. So I can see that, looking at my page from the outside, it's like, is it content? Because I do mix in a lot of other things. Like I actually mixed in a lot of my participation during this Knicks run. I was actually posting a lot of the content on the page. I was actually able to get a nice picture with OG Anobi holding up our FTA shirt that I actually made for him with the design with him getting in that tip off. So yeah, just really out there, really outside, heavily active, and just doing a million things at the same time. So yeah, from the outside, you could probably see a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts involved.
You're getting tons of shout outs in the
I was just going to say the same thing. Everybody's popping off.
John Boss said the sucker fish was beautiful from Chuck. Katie Lynn said, what about my smallie? I didn't even know you caught a smallie, Katie Lynn. I only have what the report Kevin gives to me. But a lot of people are saying, love your swag. You're wearing all the swag.
We got the swag. I mean, I got swag all over my clubhouse right now. I mean, I'm constantly making different shirts, just, giving people, our members, different, ways of representing the club. Everybody takes pride wearing their colors. Yeah, it's actually how we really started the club in around 2009. It really started with me making a bunch of A-team hoodies for a bunch of our members. And, each member had their own name on the back. It might have been the sniper, the vet, or however. But yeah, I mean, we really pushed the merch from way back when and kind of just always stuck with it. It's part of our swag and signature at this point. So, if you're fishing in New York and you're on a party boat, chances are you might even see one of our members, in fishing Atlantic attire and so forth. But yeah, I mean, again, we have a great group. I'm very fortunate. We carried this group for over a decade. We're actually approaching almost 20 years now. So we've become more than just, a membership. We're actually real family at this point where some of us, yeah, we might even see each other more than our own families. But yeah, very close group and, very hard to keep together, for that long of time. It takes a lot of leadership and it takes a lot of me, making a lot of, hard decisions at times, to make sure I maintain this great group. But yeah, it does take also, a lot of involvement to make sure everything's going right, and is going to continue to go in an upward direction. But, I'm having fun, one of the best parts of it. This is all organic, everyone's really in it, to get their enjoyment for life, whether it's, to unload a week's worth of stress, getting out on the water, it's the water therapy. And, it's really positive. I promote that, the whole positive recreation. We also participate in cleanups. We're going to do our cleanups probably in August. Start doing our cleanups where we clean up the Cross Bay Bridge here in Howard Beach. It gets really filthy, during the summer. So it's some of the things we also do. So yeah, just a lot of things to keep this club going and running at full speed. Yeah, but luckily I have a great group behind me that supports that and allow this to happen so everyone can see and it looks good and from the outside and so forth.
Well, I think it's like a really special thing to really bring like a community of people together and then watch that grow into an even bigger community of people that are getting more involved. And then having your name behind that is something really special as well. I mean, I came into the podcast later after Joe started all of this stuff, but it's really, really cool to see the different groups of people that come together just for fishing and how many people from so many different backgrounds can just get on a boat and fish, and by the end of the day you're almost best friends with the people. Like I know me as a mate, the first hour and a half in the morning is always like the feel out period of, all right, what's everyone going to do, who are you, do you know each other, and 9 times out of the 10 by the end of the day everybody's getting each other's phone number or Instagram or what have you. And that's how you build that community, even from like what you said, a logo on a t-shirt. I don't know how many times I've seen somebody's t-shirt and it's like, oh, I follow them on Instagram, I know them. So it is really cool.
No, you nailed it. I mean, some of the members are people I met on just going on a simple 6-pack, and at the end of the trip, like you said, you exchange numbers. So just imagine that same camaraderie, but now you're just, instead of jumping on a 6-pack, you're jumping into a club where there's 300 people. And now you have 300 people to exchange numbers with, and so that's why we have people that'll fish on a boat and they'll buddy up, and at this point people go on their own outings, they go on party boats, some people hit the surf. So we also have a very diverse group, everyone from all types of backgrounds. There's not, again, it's very diverse, and we have people that do party boats, we have people who do charter boats, and we have people that hit the surf. So I just love that every cylinder's firing off, and again, everyone's able to teach someone else something, right? Because someone might be a surf guy and they're able to teach a boat guy a thing or two. So I just really love that, everyone's open to sharing and helping each other, versus when I came up the game, I just remember everything was like a bunch of roadblocks. Everything was very private. Pictures, you remember social media wasn't what it was today, so pictures were very sensitive. There was a very different kind of attitude and cultural change. So I think now it's more relaxed and it's not as intense as strict. Some of those older, generation fishermen are kind of out of the game by, malnutrition and stuff like that. So, it's a different canvas nowadays also. So I also have to adapt to that.
I think they're still kind of pushing, like there still is that kind of group of people that are that way, that aren't going into social media. But I think that 100%. The group of social media, like that has outweighed the people that are going to sit there and be like, oh, I'm not.
You nailed it.
I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about that.
You nailed it. So the fisherman was more grouchy, spot burn, this and that. They're kind of getting phased out. They're still here, but it's not really the way. And let me take that further. What I took on was, if you go to my page now, I fish on my boat, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You will see background spots where I'm fishing. I selectively choose what I show, but you'll get a little, a little here and there. You get a little key or a little clue to what's going on. But that's, to help people out, right? I'm also here to help out the community, educate them, give them tips, show them the tackle that's working to catch a striped bass. If you're live lining, right, there's a certain rig we're going to use for that. We're going to use a 3-way rig versus just stick a bunker on a high-low rig and just drop them down there. So there's certain things we're going to do that are going to increase our success rate. And those are some of the things I share with others as well, which, again, it's more of a different, kind of path I took at this point. I'm not, and for the people that are worried about the spot burning or this and that, I'm not worried about them because, again, I have a lot of friends. It's a big community. I'm not really concerned about, the individuals that have a problem because, again, it's just not, I have so much going on. I have no time to even think about that stuff, to be totally honest with you. So, I just drive in my own space. I stay in my lane and, you're either kind of on board or if you're not and you don't respect it or don't like it, that's totally fine. And, we can respect each other, but that's how I'm moving. And that's how, that's how things are transcending to higher, levels because we're giving someone something. We're giving them a bone. We're giving them this. We're giving them that. We're not just keeping secrets.
There's nothing wrong with giving somebody tips on how to fish better. Like
you're
just
eliminating the negativity in a sense, really. You're just eliminating negativity.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about spot burning where you're showing people spots. Like, absolutely not. There's still rules to the game, or like, again, there's, things that you have to kind of do to respect other people's stuff. But, that being said, for the most part, I'm just speaking about the kind of unnecessary stuff. And, being in a fishing game, you already know you're going to see, not everything's going to be all, positive and great, right? You're going to get a lot of backlash here and there. And, it's part of the game. So being around this long, I understand the game very well at this point. So that's why I kind of really just drive the bus accordingly at this point, knowing how I drive the bus and what's happening on the road in front of me, side of me, behind me, and so forth.
I like that. The one thing I have to ask is, speaking of with the spot burning, I do mostly freshwater. I'm like 75% freshwater, 25% saltwater. Kim is 100% saltwater. The spot burning shit with freshwater is 100 times worse than saltwater. Like if you think the saltwater shit's bad, freshwater is like forget it because it's so much harder to hide.
I wouldn't even want to get involved with that. Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy.
It's bad. It gets bad, but it can get bad. I was on a boat one time fishing with the Thai man, and we were in a river, and we were pounding stripers. And I said, I'm going to post a video. I post a video of us, we're pounding stripers. The next thing you know, my inbox is filled with like all these threats and shit from surf guys. And I didn't even realize in the background of the video, however, 400 yards behind me, I'm not even paying attention to that shit. Apparently it was a really popular surf fishing spot. But then I say in my head, if you could watch my video and look at a tree and know where I am, you probably already know the spot. So how am I spot burning?
So that's my approach on a boat where, again, I'm in Jamaica Bay in my own backyard, right? So if I'm going to show you my backyard, then you already know where that is, where the barbecue grill is, where that is. So then, you can put that together. But not everyone knows that. So you do have to be familiar. And by the way, I'm a big supporter of Jamaica Bay. So I welcome that. Come and fish in Jamaica Bay. Like, I love it.
Wait, your boat's in Jamaica Bay?
My boat's
sheepshead fish?
We do. We try for them. Actually, we start fishing for them. Actually, we're going to start now because I just got word that the porgies moved in. So the sheepshead mix in with the porgies under the local bridges here. So we'll start fishing the bridges. Yeah, so actually, I do run a 28-foot Edgewater with a spot lock. So what I do is I actually spot lock next to these bridges. You got to get, as close as possible. The kayakers have the most success because they're actually able to just get into the bridge, like into the freaking structure. Yeah,
I love sheep's head fish.
We have
It's one of
sheep's
my
head.
favorites.
We're gonna go for sheep's head. We're also gonna go for cobia when they start coming in. They should start coming in soon. I'm waiting for the heads up on that. But again, we really become a hub as well, so we're not coming out blind. I have a lot of guys on the water with boats, and so we're all communicating. We're talking about where the fish are, where they're seeing what species, and from there we come out with a good understanding of what the game plan is and what we're targeting. So again, just very fortunate just to have this network of people that are open and reciprocating information, and sharing the success, and we all share, we all get to share, the ocean and what's going on. But yeah.
Now, I mean, I've grown up my whole life in New Jersey, in the suburbs. Kim is from down the shore. I've probably been to the city. The city's like 5 miles from my house. I've probably been there like less than 10 times. And it's either been for a concert or a Yankee game. But what is it like to do this from New York City? Because as soon as I enter New York City, I'm like, holy shit. Like, to me, it's insane. You guys are fishing. Like, you don't even think about fishing in New York City. Like, is there any freshwater fishing there?
I have buddies that catch like carp or those freshwater hybrid fish in the back bay in the spring. Like when we start catching the striped bass and herring back there, they fish on the other side of the back bay, and there's actually those carp-looking fish, which are weird. And they use bread. Shout out to Steve. Yeah, Steve Fernandez. He's actually, you might be familiar. He caught a real nice one that I actually seen, and I never seen before. It was like, what the heck? So yeah, we do have, and then what else do we see? Maybe was it a perch? I think is also back there. So we see a couple of freshwater species, but for the most part, not really. I'm really into the saltwater, but I kind of mapped out the whole demographic of New York, meaning like when you talk about is it tough fishing? So if you jump on a party boat in Sheepshead Bay and it's your first time getting on one of these party boats, the guy next to you and the other guy, they're not going to be pretty nice to you. And if you get tangled, they'll probably curse you out. So there's actually a lot of it's a tough boat. So it's actually where I started fishing. And it was rough. It was but I appreciate it. And I just kept coming back. And you know what? And that's looking back, that was part of my putting in my work and, just achieving that. So, so that's in Sheepshead Bay. If you go to a Long Island party boat, like in Freeport, the service and things get better, stuff like that. The further east you go, the more pleasant things start to become. But the closer you are to the city, it's hardcore fishing. Like
it's the city.
They expect you to know what you're doing. If you don't, they'll you're gonna hear it all trip. But and then you have the surf community, right? You have the surf community where, like you said, if you blow a spot or this, you might get some backlash. I'm very aware of that, so I respect that. I don't try to disrespect or do anything to kind of ruffle those feathers, because again, we have surf.
I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't even know.
No,
I had no idea.
I've done it because, again, being around this long, I've rolled in the dirt. I've fought back when people left comments. It wasn't on Instagram. It was on Maurice.com back in the day. But yeah, I got into it with people, and you learn what's going on, and you learn sometimes I was wrong in a lot of those instances. But that's why I took all of that information, the do's, the don'ts, what you shouldn't, and I incorporated it into a club where I now hold the club to these same guidelines, right? What we should, what we shouldn't do. And if the adjustments need to be made, we will make the adjustments to keep this going into that, direction. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this point, I'm very in tune with the fishing community. And I just know how to move around, how to pivot, and how to network. Most importantly, I'm constantly looking to expand the network, build a better club, and develop a better product to offer, especially now that I'm doing charters. So, I soaked this all up, and I'm a poker player, so I like to read people. I like to read the situation, and play my hand accordingly. So yeah, just looking to get the best cards in my favor is kind of what the game is at this point.
And now the charter. Go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say I feel like it's more so really important when you start to give yourself like a large social media following to keep in the positive, because no matter what, if you're right or wrong, somebody's gonna tell you that you're doing it wrong, or that it's not the way that they would do it. And when you're trying to portray something to the public on social media where it's so cutthroat, and even just to kids growing up fishing, like you just said, like sometimes you do need that tough love, because you're never going to forget the people that told you that you suck and you're doing it wrong and you'll never do it again, but you're still good. 9 times out of 10 you're remembering those people that you genuinely learned something from and had a really good time with, and that's really important when you're the face of something that's obviously such a large following like you have.
And I have to be totally transparent, because everything I do is visible. And you mentioned something. I have a lot of people that come on my boat for the first time, kids and everything. They catch. This past year, since I've had so many people catch their first stripers. Just now, I had them catching their first fluke. I took out the rapper. He's actually going viral now for those Bass Pro video raps. He did a whole music video shoot on my boat, and he's actually trending right now, but he fishes in a pond and he does the freshwater. He never fished saltwater, so it was his first time coming on my boat. And they caught a weak fish. They caught a jumbo sea robin, and they caught a fluke. So these are fish they've never even seen
in their life. That's the funnest thing for me. And people like, I've never seen this before.
And he's trending, and he's a rapper. So, and again, I get all types of different characters on my boat. Sometimes these, people in the, the industry, kind of like celebrity stuff like that, music artists. So for me, it's like, again, I'm interacting and dealing with so many people and individuals that come from all walks of life. Why for me, it's truly a blessing to sit in the seat and see all of this and be able to, facilitate this situation. And it's not even over. Like I wouldn't say just getting started, but like I'm in it right now. Like, I'm just in it. I got a rapper that's going to come on next weekend for the fireworks. So what I'm going to start doing is Coney Island does fireworks shows on Fridays. I got a rapper that wants to make I think he wants to do a video or something like that. So maybe by Coney Island fireworks. So, I mean, we're doing different things for people. Like, that's going to be an experience for him that he can kind of broadcast. So just so much to cater to and do right now. I can't even, it's like nothing you've ever seen. Like, I'm not like any other charter. This is so dynamic and,
what I'm curious, crazy. What kind of distances are you talking about on these places? Because like in Jersey, I'm used to we have Raritan Bay, Atlantic Highlands. Then the next one down is Point Pleasant. Then Belmar, and so on. Then all the way down to Cape May. Like when you're saying Sheep's Head Bay compared to the Long Island Sound, that's a enormous distance from each other, or no?
They're far. So with my boat, I can hop and do. So if I'm going for stripers in a full run, I've gone to all the way to Debs to hit the fish all the way out in Debs by Jones Beach Inlet. Like that's about 40-minute ride on, doing 30, 35, miles per hour shooting from where I am from Breezy Point. So Breezy Point is my jetty. And from that point to Debs is probably like a 45-minute fast run. Now, I've gone all the way east like that and found no fish and cut all the way back to the Rockaways and shot across the Sandy Hook and, look for the fish in Sandy Hook, and then came back to Breezy Point and actually found them at Coney Island. So that's actually a real trip that I did. So I've burned that trip, and I can do that within, a 6-hour, charter. So, but it's distant, but those with the right boats, you can make that happen. You can still make that happen in a single trip.
Shout out to Eddie Solorzano. Sounds like he caught a real nice tuna fish on Father's Day.
Yes, shout out to
with his son.
He did.
Shout out Bob Cusick. Angel Lopez said you guys are going to the canyon this weekend. He keeps shouting you out, FTA fishing crew.
I was gonna ask.
They're all over the place.
I feel like you mostly post striper content on your Instagram, but do you do offshore?
No, I love that you said that, because so again, I focus on what's in Jamaica Bay in our backyard pretty much, but we start off with the spring hot. Those striped bass come in here, end of March, mid-March and April. We had the most incredible. They came in late in April. May was incredible. It was on fire. And it was my first time fishing throughout the week because I used to be employed with Verizon, so I could only fish the weekends. But now that I've decided to take on charters full time, I left Verizon, and now I'm running a cannabis brand. I'm now able to just control my own schedule and fish during the week. So because I was able to fish from Monday to Friday and not just the weekends this spring, I was able to really capitalize on the bite, really have my finger on a pulse, and actually broadcast. So you did see a lot of that content because I was just never out that much. So being out that much, I was able to really turn up the heat and put it down. So, but
from what I've posted so far, it does the best too. The striper content does better than any other content, and
yeah.
I mean, I post almost everything except offshore, which is what Kim does. What we're waiting for her to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the striper content you can't seem to go wrong with it. It seems to be the biggest thing you could post almost.
I think it's good to a degree, but I think after a while, people kind of get like, not that it's played out, but like they don't mind seeing a little change of speed and seeing some fluke fishing or seeing,
Yeah.
So I'm going to start, I just posted this week, I'm going to start making these windmill runs where we run to the windmill, which is pretty far. That's pretty far out. That's about 100 feet of water. And over there, the water's clean, right? The water turns like, translucent at that point. And you can see under the windmill pilings that you can see the fish under it. Like you'll see mahis. And so last year we did really good. We caught like a lot of bonitas. We caught fluke and sea bass, just, slow pitch jigging. So I love it because out there, we just slow pitch jig. You're dropping 100 feet in a little jig and you could catch anything from a bonita to a fluke or a sea bass. And again, you can also jig mahi out there. So I'm going to start that this week because what happens is the bay starts heating up and the fluking gets a little, hit or miss in Jamaica Bay. So once things slow down, that's when I start going out. So I'll start fishing the reefs very soon. We'll hit Rockaway Reef. We'll hit, different reefs, McAllister. And then we'll hit cholera, we'll hit the windmill. So I'll travel to find a fish. But so we are going to change speeds. I'm not going to target stripers. You won't see stripers till fall because we pretty much ran them out. They're still around. I still can. If I have real big interest, I will go for them. But at this point, they left. So stripers really leave after Jamaica Bay after Father's Day. That's the cutoff point. They could be here the day right before, the day right after Father's Day. They're gone. So at this point they're gone for the most part. It's like a needle in a haystack. But
it seems like you're definitely very busy and definitely a go-getter. What is for the people watching? I know you have a ton to plug here. What's the best way to follow your social medias or get involved in any of this stuff?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much really big on Instagram. I don't have Facebook, so just you can find me on Instagram as fishing the Atlantic _ You can also contact me by my cell number directly, 718-310-8430. That's
we
about
need a sign like that, dude. That's a nice sign.
It is a nice sign.
And you said you quit your job to quit your job to do a cannabis brand. Do you want to plug the cannabis brand?
Yeah, so I pretty much left Verizon and I actually applied for a cannabis license since cannabis became legal a couple of years ago. I scored a license which allows me to create my own brand. So I actually created my own pre-rolls. So I have pre-rolls that just hit the stores within the past month. So at this point, I've been really actively involved in getting the brand out there. But it's in the shops only in New York. It has to be within New York. But yeah, you can find us I think we're in over 30 stores since we just launched this month, so very proud to say.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're taking.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But again, that comes because I've put in a lot of work prior to that. So people that seen me around, they seen what I represent and what I do. They were able to plug me in once things hit the shelf. So again, everything is all about the network. I'm just a lucky guy that has a lot of friends that they like me and they're willing to hook me up or do whatever they can to get me plugged in. So yeah, that's how you can reach me. hit me up on Instagram, send me a DM. The name of the new brand is Slaps HQ. So you could go Slaps HQ on Instagram or Fishing the Atlantic. And yeah, that's just the best way.
Oh, I got to follow Slaps. I don't follow that.
Check out Slaps. Well, even if you don't smoke, there's going to be some real cool content there. Some, maybe some celebrities, maybe some rappers. But yeah, I plan on, using my my connections and network to, pretty much get Slaps on and out there.
I think the chat room just lit up more about the marijuana than the fishing.
Kevin Glenn said, "Suffer for the kush."
Yeah, there's a lot of stoners everywhere here on our side.
There's some that goes hand in hand with fishing and smoking.
Fish so baby.
You got to get in the right mind space to
you got to stay focused. Yeah, a little bit of paranoia.
Fish whistle all day long.
That's right.
Mike Shortman always used to say, "Oh, I got to get my mind right," and he'd always go sit down on the rock, take a break, smoke a joint, come back, and he'd be ready to fish. Hilarious. Cal, I have to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the NJ Multispecies podcast. You're obviously filled with information right across the river from us, so I'd love to have you on here again in a future date when we can get an update. Yeah. And also, hopefully, we can get together and do some content together. Like we said, Kim has 8 Ball sport fishing charter out of Point Pleasant. So some possibilities you can come here to do something, or we can come there to do something, or both. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm totally open to that. We could do one of each. I'll come out there, you come out here, let me show you my side of the world, and I'll come and see your side of the world. I mean, that's exactly what I'm all about. So
I'd love to bridge fish because we run a 34-foot Atlantic Express, and that's something that that's not something we're able to do. So I would love to do that.
So once you'll see. So the bridge I don't hide. If I fish the bridge, I usually show that because that's a general spot, like you know. When you see me fishing the bridge, picking up those hubcap, Montauk porgies or sheep's head,
down for that.
That's when you hit me up, Cal. I'm coming now. I see the bridge. Right. We're going.
Okay,
sounds good.
For that, I want to do that. Cal, thank you so much for everything, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Good luck.
Later.
Yeah, he was awesome. We have to go fishing with him.
I'm down.
He is awesome.
I'm down.
I told you when I met him at the show, I said right away, this guy's awesome. So yeah, really cool. Check out Fishing the Atlantic on Instagram. I do follow that Instagram. I mostly complain about social media, but that page I actually do like watching the content for some reason. And if you remember Multi-Species Mayhem, they're fairly similar to us. Like he said, they do their party boat trips. We do those on the Gambler. It's like the same bizarro club across the way there in New York. It's pretty cool. Hopefully we will be able to do some things together. I have to add in real quick the hybrid striped bass fishing, Eddie Mackin on Lake Apacon. He's doing something I can't do. He's catching big striped bass during the day. I know Thomas Wyatt the other night made the trek up to try to get revenge, and he got it with a couple nice hybrids. Thomas Wyatt, shout out on your stripers. But Eddie Mackin's doing it during the day. I just posted 2 videos to YouTube of some really nice hybrids getting caught in the day on Lake Apacon. So call Mackin's Rippin' Lips Fishing Trips. Book your trip to Lake Apacon today. He's also doing his pontoon boat rentals, and still the red eye trips are available if there's just one person coming. Last order of business, or Kevin is going to drive me crazy.
This kayak.
Almighty, yeah, the kayak. Lord Almighty bought a kayak. This is the story here. Lord Almighty bought a fishing kayak. He doesn't like it. He used it once or twice, tried it, doesn't like it. He's giving it to Kevin. He gave it to him. Kevin already has it. Now, Kevin's giving the kayak away. Mayhem, Multi-Species Mayhem. If you're a club member, we need an idea of how to give this kayak away. It's a unique situation because it's not a brand new kayak like the grand prize from Real Yaks is brand new, still in the box. Pedal drive kayak. Obviously, this one Lard donated. It isn't like that, but it is still a very nice fishable kayak. And it's not brand new. It's slightly used. So how do we give it away? We need ideas. If you have an idea of how to give it away, you could email njmultispecies at gmail.com, because we do need an idea. Unless Kevin just make it so anyone can win it. But see, Kim, here's the problem. a lot of people don't want a kayak, and a lot of people do want a kayak. We want to try to make a person that really wants a kayak win it. Like, I already have 2 kayaks. I don't need to win one. So
I
you know
have
what
a
I
kayak
mean?
I'm trying to get rid of as well. So,
But then there's other people that are out here that, you know, they're dying to have a kayak and they would love to win one.
well,
so,
then I think those
mean,
people need to reach out somehow, and we'll put all of you in a group.
But don't you feel like if you were in it and won the kayak, like you would give it away to someone anyway that wants one?
If I was in a raffle and won it, and I had the option of re-rolling because I won the kayak, I would be re-rolling because I don't want the kayak.
See, I would just like be looking in the chat, and if I see someone saying, "Oh, I really want to win that," I would just say, "All right, you could have it."
All right, first person that comes on the chat right now that wants the kayak, give it to them.
Hey, does anyone on the chat want a kayak right now? Like, does anyone want one right now?
Kevin will drop it off to your house personally. 100-mile radius.
No, see, like Katie Lynn said, respin. So we have to find the exact type of people that want to win large kayak. Kevin, you're out of luck. We have no ideas here for you. So I also have to, before we go, I have to say, Gambler, the Gambler, which Kim said, the daytime fluking is improving. The night fishing trips are still running 3 nights a week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. And they are catching squid, a lot of squid. The wreck fishing's been phenomenal with big ling and big bags of ling, people with 20 to 30 fish. But also, Chris Lito said the bluefish are starting to show up on those trips. And I know we said we were going to try to do a group trip for night blue fishing with Chris, because bluefish is in Mayhem, so we do have to go after them. So that might be coming up. If Chris Lito gives me the green light, we will put a green light on the Mayhem trip. Mayhem on the Gambler at night. I mean, that's what it's going to be. It'll be on a Friday or Saturday night, and Chris Lito will be there.
Jerry Zagorski says his grandson wants a kayak, Joe.
Larry, if you're serious and your grandson really wants a kayak, he might have just won a kayak. He might have just won one. I don't know if Kevin Glenn is still here. He went to bed.
No, he's here.
Ken, now we need a spin. What's the spin for? Katie Lynn saying
Katie, we don't need you to win another spin. We're all set, okay?
Ken Lazarchek's yelling no. I don't know at what. Angel, thank you. Shout out. Angel Lopez said, great podcast, guys. Have a great night. Kim Sorg, comment to Jerry Zagorski. Perfect. Kevin, first person to comment for a kayak was Jerry Zagorski, if you're still here. Who is the guest for next week? Is it Weird New Jersey? He wants one bad. Jerry's going to guilt me into the kayak now. Author, it isn't Weird New Jersey. It's author Steven Saltner. Steven Saltner, this guy gets deep too. He sent me all 4 books that he's written. He's an author. This guy's like a real fishing author, wrote real fishing books. He sent me 4 books that he wrote. I read 1.5 of them so far, and he signed them for me. So we will be back next week with Steven Saltner, the freshwater fishing author. Kim, I don't know what you're going to do with that, but I might be able to give you a book to read. But yeah, we'll be back with the... Wait a minute. Kevin is here.
He's on his way.
Kevin said, Kevin, are you serious or not? I mean, what is it? Is that how you're doing it? Is it over? Did Jerry Zagorski win the kayak? I have no issue with that. Kim said it. I agree. Okay.
Is that it?
He's not answering, but yeah. Kevin, Jerry Zagorski should win the kayak for being here, and he was the first one to say he wanted it for his grandson. We will be back next week with Kevin Saltner. Hopefully Kim and me get to go fishing again. I don't have fishing plans this week. No, I don't. I got a party both days. I'm not doing shit. No fishing.
It was drinking this weekend.
Yeah, it's just a drink weekend, I guess. So it's just a drinking episode Monday.
Perfect.
No fishing reports. Yeah, we will be back next week. Thank you so much.
Suffer for the fish. And the Kush.
Let Jerry win the kayak.